Extreme Rules 2019 has come and gone, but the 15 July 2019 Raw promises to have the aftershocks from the previous night's show, as well as an idea of what SummerSlam holds for the WWE's superstars. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at your Raw recap for the 15 July 2019 show, as well as the latest wrestling news. Following Brock Lesnar's successful Money in the Bank contract cash-in last night for the Universal Championship, who will rise to challenge the Beast for Raw's top title? Paul Heyman makes his way with the newly crowned Universal Champion. Heyman mocks the fans who doubted him. He told the fans last week that Brock would cash in his contract at Extreme Rules, and he did. Heyman hates to be the one who said, "I told you so," but the WWE Universe needs to hear it. Brock's advocate says now that he's running the show, it's time to determine Brock's victim at SummerSlam. Thus, tonight will feature a 10-man Battle Royal featuring Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Big E, Cesaro, Braun Strowman, Rey Mysterio, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley, and Roman Reigns, with the winner going on to face Brock for the Universal Championship. Heyman tells Roman Reigns to ask his friend Seth what it was like facing the Beast. Heyman says Rollins went from being Becky Lynch's stud to being his gelding. Ricochet makes his way to the ring as Brock Lesnar gives him the ol' hairy eyeball. 2 out of 3 falls match, the USOS and Ricochet versus Robert Roode and the Revival. Fall 1 sees Ricochet win with a shooting star press. Fall 2 features the heels evening things when Dawson lands a flapjack for the pin. Fall 3 sees Roode attempt the glorious DDT on Ricochet, but Ricochet escapes and executes the recoil, followed by a 630 splash for the 1, 2, 3. Your winners, Jimmy and Jey Uso and Ricochet. Afterwards, the club walk out to the ring. It appears AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Luke Gallows have some unfinished business after Styles defeated Ricochet for the US Championship at Extreme Rules. Ricochet lands a plancha on Styles as Anderson and Gallows attack. The Usos attempt to save, but Roode and the Revival join in, overwhelming the babyfaces 5-3. Ricochet eats a phenomenal forearm along with the Magic Killer as the heels stand tall. The Viking Experience of Eric and Ivar versus Vinny Gruner and Jackson James. This local talent proves to be zero competition for the Viking Experience. The winners, the Viking Experience. Backstage, Drew McIntyre is not happy, and he runs into the Street Profits, Finn Balor, No Way Jose, and Cedric Alexander. The Scottish psychopath tells Cedric he pulled a fast one on him and Shane last week, and this week Alexander's going to pay. Cedric Alexander versus Drew McIntyre. McIntyre is looking for some payback after Alexander embarrassed him and Shane McMahon last week. McIntyre uses his power advantage, but Cedric's speed keeps him in the match. McIntyre goes to hit the Alabama Slam, but Cedric escapes and rolls him up for the surprise win. Your winner, Cedric Alexander. Backstage, Finn Balor is musing over his loss to Shinsuke Nakamura last night. Balor wants his Intercontinental Championship back, but first, he has to face Samoa Joe tonight. Samoa Joe confronts Finn and promises to hand him another loss. Roman Reigns is backstage and ready for tonight's Battle Royal. He says he's capitalizing on all the momentum he's had, ranging from his ESPY win, the premiere of the film Hobbs & Shaw, in which he has a role, and his win at Extreme Rules. Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. Both men are looking to get a win after their defeats at Extreme Rules. This match is unusual for these two as they largely exchange wrestling holds, and Joe gets the victory when he uses a crucifix pin. Your winner, Samoa Joe. After the match, a victorious Joe looks to make an example of Balor, locking in the Coquina Clutch. However, Balor escapes, dropkicks Joe, and hits the coup de grace. Balor basks in the fans' cheers as a bizarre melody plays. The lights go out and a spotlight reveals the Fiend Bray Wyatt has Balor set up for Sister Abigail. Wyatt hits the move and leaves Balor lying. This is an excellent way to bring Wyatt back and send Balor on his way. See our news section after the Raw recap for more details. The WWE has done an excellent job rebuilding Wyatt's character, and with any luck, he'll get a chance to show the powers that be what the WWE Universe already knows. Wyatt is a one-of-a-kind talent who could soar on the main event if used properly. Drake Maverick and his lovely bride check into a hotel under the name Mr. and Mrs. 24/7 Champion so they can consummate their marriage. Later, R-Truth and a WWE referee enter the hotel room looking for them. The Street Profits discuss Drake's big night as well as the upcoming women's match. The Street Profits have been getting a good amount of airtime for an NXT act, and the WWE sees them as a good way to draw in the younger demographic. Mike Kanellis vs. ZACK RYDER. Before the match, Mike's wife Maria says she'll wrestle. Mike reminds her she's pregnant, and Maria says she has a better chance of winning. Maria is proven right when the Long Island Iced Z hits the Ryder effect for the win. Your winner, ZACK RYDER. AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson vs. the Lucha House Party. Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado may have thought they had it bad fighting Lars Sullivan, but the club proves equally brutal in their own way. During the match, Ricochet attacks AJ Styles, pulling him off the apron until WWE officials take him to the back. The match continues, and the heels win after Styles locks in the calf crusher on Kalisto. Kalisto taps out, but the Phenomenal One refuses to let go until he's good and ready. Your winners, The Club. Seth Rollins is in the backstage area reflecting on his title loss to Brock Lesnar. Rollins says he's beat up physically and emotionally, but he's focused on tonight's battle. He's not sure if Becky Lynch will be here tonight as she took an end of days at Extreme Rules from Baron Corbin, but he says Baron Corbin found out what happens when Rollins is pushed too far. Corbin took 3 curb stops before Rollins pinned him. Rollins promises the same for anyone who gets in his way on his journey to defeating Brock Lesnar. Elimination match to determine the women's #1 contender. Alexa Bliss with Nikki Cross vs. Carmella vs. Natalya vs. Naomi. The 4 women get time to showcase their skills, with Carmella being the first person eliminated as Alexa rolls her up for the 3 count. The remaining 3 women continue battling as Naomi goes after Natalya, only to get rolled up and eliminated. It's down to the Goddess and Natalya as Nikki Cross instructs the fans to cheer Bliss on. It's a close match that ends when Natalya locks Bliss in the sharpshooter and Little Miss Bliss taps out. Your winner, Natalya. After the match, Natalya says she's going to her home country, Canada, where she will face her friend Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam. Becky Lynch is there and tells her friend that she's beat up but ready to fight. Lynch tells Natalya to lose the smile because she won't be facing her friend at SummerSlam and that she's going to wipe the floor with her in Natalya's homeland. Natalya tells Lynch if she wants a war, she's got it, as she's going to rip out her greasy orange hair and yank the horseshoe out of her ass as she goes on to become the new Raw Women's Champion. Good promo by both women. Randy Orton prepares for the Battle Royal and says he has some unfinished business with Brock Lesnar after he wins tonight's Battle Royal. Good to see the WWE referencing the past, in this case, Orton's brutal SummerSlam match against Lesnar in 2016. Miz TV. Tonight's guest is Dolph Ziggler, who lost to Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules in just 17 seconds. Dolph says he's on Miz TV because he wants to know if the rumors are true that The Miz is now a yes man who reads from a teleprompter. Miz asks Dolph if he's trying to incite him, but Ziggler says he's merely here to have a good time. Ziggler asks The Miz what it was like kissing so much ass yet not even making it on the pay-per-view. Miz tells Ziggler it's better to not be on the show than to be booked in a match where he's embarrassed like Ziggler was. Ziggler calls The Miz and his wife a phony who only care about fame and fortune. The Miz slugs Dolph. The Miz and Ziggler have had some great matches, but it's difficult to see anything good coming out of a new feud between them. Renee and Drake Maverick prepare to consummate their wedding as their champagne arrives. However, Drake recognizes the room service attendant. He's a WWE referee. R-Truth emerges from under the service cart and attacks Maverick. Truth hits a crossbody and pins Maverick. Your winner and new 24/7 champion, R-Truth. Drake races after R-Truth while Maverick's wife Renee is furious. Battle Royal to determine the #1 contender for the Universal Championship. It's 10 of the WWE's best battling for a shot at SummerSlam against the Beast for the Universal Championship. Rollins attacks Corbin, no doubt looking for more revenge. Cesaro is the first out as Lashley press slams him over the top rope. Lashley's nemesis Braun Strowman eliminates Lashley next as Big E begins brawling with the Monster Among Men. Sami Zayn sulks about until he is able to take out Big E after the New Day member falls to an RKO. However, Zayn gets RKO'd and eliminated by Randy Orton as the Viper hits an RKO on Roman Reigns next. Baron Corbin takes Rey out of the match, but he's soon triple-teamed by Rollins, Reigns, and Strowman as Rollins sends Corbin on his way. Roman goes for a spear but hits Rollins instead. Braun moves to take Reigns out, but Reigns hangs on for dear life, and Rollins manages to take out both superstars. Randy Orton had not been officially eliminated, so he returns to the ring, battling with Rollins. Orton knocks Rollins down and gets ready for the RKO, but Rollins counters and hits the blackout, throwing Orton out for the win. Your winner, Seth Rollins. After the match, Paul Heyman announces Seth Rollins as the winner and the new #1 contender who will go to SummerSlam to be beaten, victimized, and conquered. Seth replies that he's heard enough from Heyman and he has a message directly for Brock Lesnar. Rollins is a man possessed who is going to SummerSlam, where he will do the same thing to Lesnar that he did at WrestleMania, stomp his head into the mat repeatedly. Raw continues to improve with the women's division getting some quality time, the club getting a big push, the ongoing war for the 24/7 championship providing some fun, and the WWE Universe finally witnessing the return of Bray Wyatt. Paul Heyman's opening promo went on a bit too long, and we can only hope the WWE doesn't return to starting its shows with long promos. Brock Lesnar as a long-term champion is a bad idea, but right now it's too early to tell whether this is WWE's way of building up SummerSlam or a return to a part-time Universal Champion. Now for your news, SmackDown Town Hall announced. 16 July 2019 marks Eric Bischoff's first night as SmackDown's executive director, and the Blue Brand will have a town hall featuring every SmackDown superstar as well as Shane McMahon. Not much is known about this, but it's almost guaranteed Kevin Owens will involve himself if Shane decides to take over again. Bye-bye Balor. Pro Wrestling Sheet is reporting that former Universal Champion Finn Balor will be taking about 2 months off from the WWE. Ryan Satin reports that, according to sources, Balor recently asked WWE officials for 2 months off. It's unclear why exactly, but one source says the wrestler was just looking to recharge. We're told the request was granted, and his time off will begin sometime in August. From how it sounds, this would likely happen after SummerSlam. If so, this would explain Bray Wyatt attacking Finn Balor. The two had a short-lived feud back in 2017, but the fans seemed eager for more. Don't be surprised if Balor fights Wyatt at SummerSlam and the WWE writes Balor out with an injury or other storyline related to Wyatt. Bayley on the hot seat. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley appeared on Christine Leahy's Fair Game show, where Leahy seemed surprised that the WWE superstars don't have a union. When asked why not, the huggable one answered, "No. This, like they work around it, but it's fun though. It does become fun though because you get to connect with whoever you travel with. Those memories that you won't have with anyone else, and it becomes like a real family sisterhood or brotherhood." While the question may be seen as putting WWE in a bad light, Leahy is far from the first person who has asked why WWE superstars don't have a union or other bargaining tools. Rumor has it that the WWE has no heat against Bayley and that she navigated the question well. Medical updates. Mickie James is having knee surgery on 16 July 2019, according to a tweet by her husband, Nick Aldis, who is currently the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Aldis took to social media today saying, "Please keep Mickie James in your thoughts and prayers as she prepares for knee surgery tomorrow morning. She's a warrior, she'll be back." Unfortunately, Mickie James isn't the only wrestler dealing with medical problems. WWE Hall of Famer Harley Race was recently hospitalized. The 76-year-old legend is battling lung cancer, and not much is known about the details behind his hospitalization. Race has been battling various ailments for the last few years. Well guys, there you have it, the results for the 15 July 2019 Raw, as well as your latest wrestling news. What did you think of tonight's show? Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.